they can't have genetically modified crops, or particularly Roundup ready crops as they're called, without increasing the levels of Roundup that's currently being applied. And so you have to ask yourself, is it just a bad coincidence, or does one have to go with the other?
Well, I know what
Whilst,
I'm thinking.
yeah, I know. And whilst we can be drawn into the GMO question, my concern is more for the amount of Roundup that's going to be applied. I mean, it's 9,900% increase. Yeah, 100.
That was the big one I was mentioning before. Yeah, that's massive.
That's massive. I mean, can you imagine if the price at the petrol pumps, the petrol went up by 9,900%?
Right, riots in the street.
Riots in the streets. Imagine if the politicians' retirement fund went up by the same amount. There'd be blood on the streets, probably.
Well, okay, if we take what I'm thinking about and sort of map that out, that means that this is getting ready for genetically modified crops that can only exist and the commercial model work for them if they're protected, not by nature, but by Roundup.
Correct. Correct. Yep. And it's the process of spraying the crops immediately before harvest. So it's really got no time to wash off, dissipate, become less effective. It's being sprayed onto the crop to kill the crop in a uniform way. It's then harvested. And that's how the Roundup's getting into the crops now. I mean, it's how it's getting.
Well, why don't explain something to kill the crops now, you just said, I think you
Yeah, so
said.
so just immediately before harvest, they will spray the crops to kill off the vegetation in a uniform, standard way, so it all dies at the same time. It makes harvesting much easier. When you think
So
about it,
you're harvesting a dead crop.
you're harvesting, yeah, a dead crop. Yeah, if you think of corn, the corn cob has had, glyphosate spray or Roundup or whatever glyphosate-based weed killer they're using, because Roundup's just kind of the generic, it's a name like we hoover the floor, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, I
You
see
know,
what you're saying. Yeah.
so Roundup is kind of it was the first to market. It's the biggest name. It's what everybody relates to. So that's kind of glyphosate-based weed killers are sprayed on the crops immediately before harvest to make them all die off at the same time. It makes harvesting the crop much easier.